All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Caught this quick trade today off of Market Open. I'm gonna run through it for you guys really quick. This was like a 9:30 like Judas swing play, really clean. I really like this setup. Executions on the Discord. I was having issues with Trade and I had to keep scaling out my position. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, super happy with this trade. So I'm gonna run through it pretty quick. There's not too much to go over. Coming into the day, I was leaning more bullish because we had a draw higher at previous day high. We had this Thursday AM high from last Thursday. We had an unfilled 1 hour, and then we had this draw up here. We were already pushing super aggressive bullish, and I didn't think we were going to want to flip bearish, or I wouldn't be flipping bearish unless we came down and started trading much lower after some strong displacement down. But I figured we probably want to run the highs. It just made more sense. So the only thing that was my concern coming into Market Open was that ES had already taken out previous day high and NQ hadn't. If you actually look right here, ES was already, but like it had taken out previous day high, but it looked like it was going to continue to this unfilled 1 hour, and I was like, okay, it's probably going to want to just keep pushing, and NQ clearly wants previous day high. It looks super obvious. So market opens up and it initially manipulates down and it taps into this 15-minute gap right here. So you can see we tap into this 15-minute gap. So the way I'm viewing this 15-minute gap is a condition. If price holds and it shows displacement off, I went along to previous day high. But if we start to trade below it, then maybe I'll look for shorts from there. So price comes down right off market open, and it comes into that 15-minute gap. Keep in mind at this point, we pretty much put in like a relative equal high with the previous day high. So at this point, we come down, we wick. I don't know if we had an SMT. I didn't really look. I don't think so. But anyway, we come down, we tap into that 15-minute gap. So I'm saying if price is going to displace off that gap, I want previous day high. I'm going to leave it to run, obviously, because the risk to reward is not going to be great to previous day high. But we inverse this 1-minute gap right here. We displace through it. As you can see, this is a one candle. Like we just aggressively push through this. We strongly displace. We don't put in the high top wick. We just had a strong body bullish close. So I take the entry right here. I ran my stop a bit below. I didn't even run it below the wick. I just figured we probably weren't going to retrace. I had it right around here. Like I think it was 27 points or something like that. And as soon as we get into this trade, we hit a little bit of draw and actually retest the inverse. So you could have actually got in on the tap here. But regardless, we end up pushing straight away. I go break even as soon as this candle starts to print right around here. And then I scale out at the top of this candle. And then Trade just started being weird. I tried the full close, and then I had having to take like 3 exits over here. But it didn't really matter. I took this with like 8 micros, sorry. So I ended up scaling out all like everything here. Because I just prefer to take micros sometimes on these trades just because I have the MNQ chart already loaded up and I don't feel like, you know what I mean? So just whatever, I usually just take it on micros. It's the same thing. And I can scale my risk a little more accurately. So anyway, took this, made about 621 on each of my accounts today. But yeah, super happy with this trade. Again, I'll run through it really quick. Price came down. We had a bullish bias, leaning more bullish because we had previous day high, we had Thursday AM high, we had this unfilled 1 hour above. Price came down off market open, tapped into the 15-minute gap. We displaced through this 1-minute inversion, giving us like a Judas swing inversion play. Take the entry right here, stops below, and pretty much scale here, and then take the rest off at this Thursday AM high. Again, I was gonna leave to this 1 hour unfilled, but at this point we were super extended. ES was already trading above the 1 hour. I figured we probably might see a retrace at this point, so I didn't want to get caught bag holding. So just full TP there. Total trade was about 1.88R, which is my final exit over here. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Super happy with this trade and how it played out. Again, I usually don't always hammer these like market open type trades, these 931 trades, but this just looks super obvious to me. Again, the only issue is that ES had taken out previous day high, but I was willing to take this. Just looks super clean. It's super obvious. Didn't think we were going to want to do this and then just retrace from here. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then. Peace.